Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the last video related to how arrays are implemented in JavaScript v8. And in this video, I will show you some ways when we write use array which are wrong. First one is when we use array, don't make a holes. And it's very easier to make holes when you add the arrays, use the index directory. Like if you have array and you using array and give index like here, and to add new values, it's very easier to create holes. So it's better you just use push or unshift to add. Okay. And the push and unshift, they do have performance difference. Push is gonna be faster than unshift, because when we use unshift, every time you add a new element, all the elements have to move, and avoid element count transition. This one is talking about we have like a packed semi elements, packed double, packed elements, wholly semi, wholly double, and wholly elements, right? And if you have an array, of them are integers, and you will have a packed semi elements, and it's gonna be faster than if in the future you push a double or push a string there, right? So avoid that. If you just add only one, then your element kind gonna be transitioned to the next to the lower level, and which is a slower level, and you cannot transition back. It's better to avoid this kind of transitions. And if you do have an array which is mixed with different numbers, you can think about can I like refactor to use two arrays, right? And this one, avoid polymorphism. Here I will give you an example. Here let me discard, and this example I copied from online. Okay, I am lazy to write it from by myself. It's not a very it's not a special. Okay, so here we have each will take an array and have a callback function, and inside here we loop it, and after we loop, we get inside loop, we get each of the element. Then we perform callback on this element. Very simple. It's like a for each method. Okay, and what we do is here when we call each, right? Each this function, we have to give an array, and we have to give a callback function. For this one, we did nothing. And for the I call the each method again, and the first element is the array, which is this array here. We will loop it and do something is a callback function. Here is a function, which is when I get an item, I will log it, which is this callback gonna become something, do something here, okay? And once the element, I will get A, B, C, I'm gonna be log them. And then this one, I do a call this each method again. But in this case, for this array, I pass is the double, okay? All of them are double. I call do something the same, and I call this each again, which is by now this time I give the integers, which is a packed semi elements, and do something. And when we do like this case, you're gonna have you're gonna have a polymorphism here. This polymorphism is not talking about inheritance polymorphism. The thing is here, when we call each with these packed elements, okay, ABC is a string packed elements, V8 has something called the inline cache. You will cache it and remember, okay, this each method is called with this particular element kind, which is packed elements. And then the V8 is optimistic and assume that array length, array index, access each will function as a monomorphic, okay, only receive a single kind of element until proven otherwise, okay. So for future calls to each, V8 will check if the element kind is packed elements. If so, V8 can reuse the previous generated code. If not, more work need to do. So if we call this one also use packed elements, we can reuse previously generated code, because JavaScript v8 has a just-in-time compiler inside that. Okay, he can reuse this optimized code for us. But later on, we call it using double. Then V8 say, okay, it's not a packed elements. Now it's a packed double elements. So the inline cache doesn't work anymore. Then V8 have to do additional check every time to get a code. One for packed elements, the other one is for packed double elements, and also for others. And now if I call one more time, now it's a packed semi. And this will trigger another degree of polymorphism. Okay, so all the pre-generated code doesn't work, and every time we have to check it's a packed elements, it's packed double elements, or packed semi elements, and this all comes as a performance cost. That is when we avoid polymorphism. Talking about this one. In this case, better is you separate in different methods to handle different element kind. One for packed elements, one for packed double, one for packed semi. And for this case, okay, you can use array for each method, and it has a better performance than this one. Okay, because internally they did the performance tuning inside the internally for each. And next one is avoid the reading beyond the length of array. This one talking about what? This one talking about, suppose I have an array which is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now you access array 4, and you will get a value is undefined. There's nothing wrong if I remember correctly. I think if I'm 99% sure, okay, it should return undefined, because Java doesn't. Java will give you error. I think JavaScript won't give you error. In this case, JavaScript engine has to perform expensive prototype chain lookup. What kind of chain? It's gonna do this one, which is this one, property array.prototype, and give the 4 here, and then go to the object prototype, give 4 here. It will do this performance. It will do the prototype chain lookup. We will talk about prototype inheritance later. Then you will understand this part. Okay. And once a load has run into this kind of condition, V8 will remember that this load, which is this array, needs to deal with special cases, which is array, the length is beyond the array, has the reading beyond the length of the array. Then it will never be as fast as again it was before reading out of bounds. So because every time later, after this case happen, every time later, then it will say, okay, this array we have to do something special for this case. Okay, so every time it gonna cost it have a performance cost. And the field array in the reverse order, like if you have array, you feel like a reverse order. First you have 1099. This one gonna cause a holy array, which is this one, holy array. Okay, and don't in the array don't add numeric property like this way, because array indexes integer 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is index properties. And if you have this non-numeric property name, because array is an object, you can do like this way. And if you do like this way, it won't become an array now. It will become a regular object, and which will use kind of like a hashy table. Okay, it's gonna be slow. And last one is prefer arrays over array-like objects. I'm not sure if I covered one array-like objects is arguments. If I'm not covered, I will cover in the future. In all functions, it's gonna have an implicit object called arguments. The arguments is an array-like object. What does means array-like object? Array-like object is it has a length property, and you can also use the square bracket to access each element in the object, but it's array-like, it's not arrays, because what it means, it's not an arrays. Array-like, as I explained, have this, but it cannot use a push, put, for each field map, those array methods. They are array-like, which means you can use a for loop, and using smaller than length, all the things to access them, but they don't have all the methods which array has, and don't have all the tunings which we do for the arrays. And you will learn in the future about when we use DOM, right? And we use the DOM APIs to query objects, and they will also return array-like objects, but they are not arrays. You can convert those array-like object into array. If I remember correctly, array has something called the from array or is array, which can convert the array-like object into a real array. Then you can use a for each, you can use a field map, reduce those methods. If not, from array is probably I think I couldn't remember. Okay, you can check by yourself. That's a method which you can convert. Okay, anyway, that's all the content I want to say about this inside this video. Okay, be careful when we use arrays because JavaScript array is very flexible. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.